Bung Pod. Welcome back, Wine Wonderboy.
And we got Jazzy J. Jazzy!
What is a bung?
The hole of the barrel is called a bung hole. Inside the bung hole is called a bung. Wine with mayhem. That's what it's about. All right. Welcome back to the Bung Pod. I'm your host, Ian King, a.k.a. Wine Wonderboy. And I got my co-host with me, Jazzy J.
Hey.
In the building. So today we are going to be going over blind tasting.
Sure are.
Tasting with your eyes closed. Just kidding. So basically what blind tasting is, if you do not know what it is, we are brown bagging wines. You brought a wine that I don't know of, and you have it in a brown bag, and I brought one as well in a brown bag that you don't know of, and we're going to try and guess it.
Yeah. Sure are.
So it is a really...
Just so you know, he is much better than I am at this. I'm just here for looks.
So I just want to go over something really quick because so many people have so much anxiety over blind tasting.
I already do.
They want to get it right, which is a noble goal.
Yeah, totally.
But really all blind tasting is education. It's just it's a fun game for education. That's how I see it. If I get it wrong, most people get it wrong. It doesn't matter. If I hit it on the nose and I know why I hit it on the nose, or I know why I got it wrong, that's when I'm learning. And then, and that's when you know that your learning is working, when you get it right. So basically when you blind taste, you are basically a detective. So you're trying to find all these different clues that lead you to a certain area in the world or a certain grape variety. Usually you want to start with the world and just cut out regions automatically. Okay. So if it's old world versus new world and why that's different, your success of blind tasting is contingent on your experience level. So the amount of wines that you've tasted, not really the amount, but the variety that you've tasted, and also your ability to remember things that you've tasted as well. And also knowing...
No wonder why I'm not good at this.
And also knowing having a basic understanding of cool versus warm climates, because you can taste that in a wine as well. So yeah.
Awesome.
Further ado, so we're not going to introduce the wines yet, because that will be at the very end.
Sweet. All right, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can pour me what you brought.
Okay.
And I'll give it a go. Give it a go here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't blind tasted in a very long time, everybody.
Yeah, I feel like...
So, all right. So it's a white wine. So we're already cutting things out. It's a white wine.
So we've cut out rosé and red.
Yes.
And sparkling, I guess.
So we're almost there.
Are we, though?
Not quite. All right. Woo. So, the way you blind taste, it's important that you taste every wine. If you want to be good at blind tasting, that is. It's important you taste every wine the same every time you taste wine. So therefore, there's less hiccups and stumbles. So the first thing you do is I'm going to look at the color here, and we have a nice white background. This is a white wine. It kind of has a little green tinge on the edge, but it is mostly golden. I'd say, I'd give it a straw color. It is straw. It has kind of a green hue on the edges, and it is a straw color with light intensity, so you can definitely see right through this bad boy. And swirl, swirl, swirl. Bring it up to the nose. Ooh, interesting. So this is what we call an aromatic grape variety. So we're already cutting things out. So examples of non-aromatic grape varieties would be Albarino, Gruner Veltliner, Pinot Gris. There's many others that are not coming to mind right now.
It's really nice to know what this is and see where you're going with this.
So I'm getting Well, getting a little SO2 on that nose. But, oh, actually, is it aromatic now? Now I feel like the nose is falling off. Now I feel like the nose is falling off. Jeez. All right. Okay. Yeah, at first it was very expressive, and now it's just not so much. So I'm going to backpedal on that. I'm not getting much on the nose, actually. That's so crazy how that happens. Your first instinct is like, boom, aromatic. And then now I'm like, it's not aromatic at all.
Go back to the whole world.
Yeah, go back to every single grape variety. It's white, though, so. I'm just getting a lot of florals. White florals on the nose. All right, let's see how this guy tastes.
So if you can't hear it, he
Interesting.
kind of slurps it in.
Yeah.
To get some more air in it, and he does this every single time he tastes.
I do.
Because when you do that, I mean, if you do the same thing over and over again, you will have a better understanding of certain wines, and you will actually open it up on your palate when you do that.
Yeah. All right. So I'm getting, it's kind of steely. So I think this was stainless steel, so it didn't see oak. There's no hint of malolactic fermentation. It's not buttery. Acid is driving through the palate. Has a lot of kind of white peach characteristics. I'm going to say this is New World.
And why would you say that?
Just how it expresses itself. I mean, this could also easily be Old World. One thing about white wines and also the new technology, and not necessarily new technology, but the way winemakers are making wine now in the New World, those lines between old and new are becoming very, very blurred. With white wines, I feel like it's a little bit more difficult to pinpoint a region on it because sometimes they're less expressive. A lot of people make white wines in the same way. But let's see. So I don't think this is Chardonnay. It could be a stainless steel Chardonnay. I'm thinking it could be something like a Chablis, but there's not. I'm gonna say the M word real quick. There's not enough mineral components in the palate for me to call it like a Chablis or a Loire Valley white wine. So that could be Chardonnay or Chenin Blanc. Not saying it's not one of those two.
I really have my poker face going if you guys are just listening.
This is not cold either. This is room temperature white.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's actually a little bit easier because, room temperature is... The cold dampens aromatics and flavors and stuff. Okay. Didn't see oak. I'm not really getting any kind of like diesel or petrol, so I don't think it's Riesling. I'm getting a lot of white florals, but that can go with a lot of white wines. I don't think this is a Pinot Gris or a Pinot Grigio because with those wines, I usually get kind of like a stale beer taste or flavor to it, or aromatics as well. So I don't think it's Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris. This is what you do. You knock off what it's not, and then you're left with what you have, and then you make a guess on what you have. So, it's not Riesling. It's not Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio. It's not Pinot Blanc. I don't think it's Viognier because Viognier has a very perfumey floral nose to it. And if it underwent malolactic fermentation, it could be kind of oily. That's kind of how I call it, and buttery. This is very acid-driven white wine, so we can go a lot of places here. I'm gonna say this is. My guess is a stainless steel Chardonnay or a stainless steel Chenin Blanc. Those two are difficult for me. Sometimes Chenin, especially like in the Loire Valley, it can have like a woolly kind of texture to it. But a lot of Chenins in the New World don't necessarily have that woolly characteristic. Woolly is a very weird... It took me a long time to actually understand what that is.
I was going to say, I don't know if I...
It's more of a texture, less of a taste, but...
Okay. Okay, kind of see that.
All right, let's take a quick break for a second because I got something I want to tell you guys about. If you want an extra episode per week, if you want exclusive discounts on some dope-ass merch that we got, also, if you want to add your 2 cents, your opinions, your hot takes, or your topic ideas, we want to hear about it. Go to patreon.com/officialbungpod and talk to us. Now let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we got some news. We have an official Bung Pod store. We got some merch going. bungpod.store. Update your life. Update your wardrobe. You need some new clothes. You need to look fresh. Update your life. Update your style. We got hoodies. We got handbags. We got stickers. We got beanies. We got more coming on the way. So if you like the show and you want to cop yourself some merch, go to bungpod.store. Now let's get back to the show.
White peaches. Pear. New World Chenin or New World Chardonnay. I'm going to go with a New World Chenin Blanc, current release vintage. That's probably 22 or 23.
Okay,
2023.
from
Chenin Blanc, New World.
cool climate, warm climate.
I think this is from a fairly cool climate area. So I don't think this fruit is getting baked in the sun that much.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it's probably not going to be like a Napa. It's not gonna be like Paso Robles.
Well, and we actually just kind of went over cool and warm climates recently with the vineyard talk. So
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah. I don't think this is getting
mentioned
baked.
certain areas.
Yeah, I don't think this is getting baked in the sun really. And let's see, in Washington State, those areas would probably be like Red Mountain, Yakima. So I don't think
cool
it's
climate.
for a warm climate.
Okay.
Getting really baked over there, like Walla Walla.
Mm-hmm.
So cool climates within Washington State. I'm still new to these wine regions, so I don't know them all yet. But I'm gonna say it's home territory Chenin Blanc, Lake Chelan.
Can you specify the winery?
No.
Oh. Well, you suck. All right. Do you want me to
Yeah, reveal.
reveal and expose
The
her?
reveal.
All
Oh, the
right.
bottle shape is kind of Bordeaux-like, so I probably got this wrong.
Sure did.
Yeah, what is it?
You actually know this wine. You had it
it's
last weekend.
That's a Sauvignon Blanc, so it is an aromatic wine. Motherfucker! Can I get a little bit of a bit more of that?
All right.
And so when you get it wrong, the green hue, that's Sauvignon Blanc. Okay.
All right. This is from Alta Cellars, 2022 Sauvignon Blanc. It
Stings
comes from the Guadalupe Slope, in Rosebud Vineyards in the Guadalupe Slope.
Guadalupe Slope.
Yeah, I mean, I was curious to see how you would.
That's interesting. It's not really. It's more of like a Sancerre kind of
Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc but I'm not really getting a lot of minerals off of it. So this one was difficult. Like Sauvignon Blanc is usually an aromatic grape variety, but this is I couldn't pull any aromas out of this one.
Yeah. So I was curious if you'd be able to taste this because we just had this recently.
Us both?
Yes, when we all went down to Alta.
Okay.
And this is what Nicole actually bought
Okay.
with the Sauv Blanc.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to get something where.
I think I bought a bottle of red that day, actually. I didn't have it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this was something that Well, you have Alta quite a bit also in general, probably.
I used to. Yeah.
But this is one where I was like, oh, I thought you had recently had it, but also knowing.
This is a good one to bring.
Yeah. Keep it close, but also keep it difficult.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna get a little dump bucket here. Be right back.
Pussy. But yeah, we haven't mentioned Alta Cellars here on the podcast very much. Succession, they own Alta actually, which is here in Lake Chelan and here in in Manson in the Lake Chelan AVA is what I should be saying. Brock Lindsay, worked on these, did a great job.
Got the dump bucket.
And, he's done some wonderful things over there.
Mm-hmm.
But
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Love him to death.
Love that man.
Love that whole family to death.
Yep. Lindsay family's amazing.
Yes, they're wonderful people. But yeah, so I wanted to expose Alta. I mean, they're a wonderful winery here in Manson. They're actually in the old firehouse downtown Manson. Mm-hmm. They have live music all the time. Great place to go if you're here in town. Definitely recommend stopping in. I think they have beautiful whites. I got this one in actually their Albarino.
Yeah.
And
yeah, their whites are always very acid driven and very lean style. So yeah, they do a good job there. Very drinkable whites. Go ahead and dump that.
It also probably doesn't help that I didn't cool it down.
For blind tasting, it actually helps if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opens it up a little bit.
Yeah. All right, let's see if you can guess mine. Pouring this bad boy.
Okay, so I'm really bad at this. Wow, they have like the exact same color.
I almost introduced this wine. Whew. Good thing I didn't.
I was not paying attention. I was more focused on how they have almost the same color. What if we had brought the same wine?
Well, my bottle's amber and yours is flint glass. So, flint glass in the production and wine production.
Do I know this wine?
Clear. Do you? I don't know.
I don't know. All right, so we are getting about the same color. Very golden. Actually has a beautiful color, but kind of does have that green tint to it again. You can correct me if you...
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, it does have a little green tint.
Yeah. Smells like it's been on oak.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate not knowing. I like the other way around.
So what are you getting rid of right now?
All stainless steel.
All stainless steel. What grape varieties are you getting rid of so far?
God, see, this is where it gets hard. It almost smells... It almost has that buttery flavor to it. Mm-hmm. Which just narrows me into Chardonnay. It does have a very, like, butterscotchy, I guess, maybe?
A little bit, yeah. So what grape varieties...
I haven't done this in so long.
What grape varieties are you getting rid of? Think of every white grape variety you can think of and start marking them off.
I get rid of majority of, like, crispy, which, any wine could be fermented in stainless steel, but not all wines are really fermented in barrels anymore. Mm-hmm. I would go New World.
Okay.
I think. It does seem decently young. I would probably say it's a 21, 22.
Remember, it's in barrel. So if it's in barrel, then
2020.
Then you're going back a little further.
Yeah. God, I'm so bad at this.
So for barrel aging, it's usually, most people do like 24 months. Some people do 36, depending. But
okay, so I'd say 2020.
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of Shannon. I'm going to get rid of Albarino, Sauv Blanc.
Okay.
God, I'm just narrowing into
Good.
Chardonnay.
Yep.
I'm gonna narrow into Chardonnay here.
Okay.
Um,
So your vintage, you're calling the vintage 2020, and you're calling the grape variety Chardonnay.
yeah.
So, what region do you think it's from? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
What?
Yeah, that song. Where in
Oh.
the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I was like, did you just tell me where?
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Um,
Where's this wine from?
almost seems warm.
Okay.
I'll say the like Walla Walla area.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it's a 2020 Chardonnay from the Walla Walla area, which is New World.
All right, ready for the reveal?
No, because I probably just butchered that.
So you got the grape variety right.
Ooh, I
It
did.
is a Chardonnay. It's a Chardonnay, but it's not New World. It's Old World.
That's where I knew you'd
This
get me.
is
2019. I was close to the vintage.
2019 Dominique Lafon
Of course, you had some fucking
from
bougie
Bourgogne
thing.
Blanc. So this is from Burgundy. This is a village level Burgundy white. So yeah, Chardonnay 2019 Burgundy.
Is that a warm climate, cool climate?
That
was
is a cooler, like continental climate.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not super cool. It's like
mid.
middle. Yeah. It can get very cold there though. Like it's not too far away from Champagne, and Champagne is
Gotcha.
extremely cold.
Yeah.
And they're notorious having shitty weather in Champagne,
Wow.
like rainy, overcast a lot.
Okay. Interesting. Ooh, I'm so proud of me.
Boom. Good job. Got the grape
Thanks.
variety. And you're only 1 year off of the vintage.
Yeah. Actually, that's probably the best. I'm so glad we have this on camera. Probably the best tasting I've ever done.
Nice. Hey, good job.
So yay me.
Yay you.
Does it say how many months in barrel? Did you tell me that? already?
I did not tell you that, but
Does it even say?
I probably won't say. Yeah, it doesn't say. 13% alcohol. Dominique Lafon, Appellation Bourgogne, Control E. 2019, product of France. But there you go.
Huh.
You want to guess the price point? Just for funsies?
On both of them?
Yeah, let's do both. Be fun.
Show the difference between Old World and New World.
I mean, I have the price tag still on this guy.
I can probably give you a general idea of what this one's at.
I think that the Sauvignon Blanc from Alta is probably like 28.
Yeah, something like might even be more than that.
Yeah?
I'd
Surprised.
say it's in the 30s.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I mean, let me look it up really quick.
Guess the price point on this guy.
$17.
40.
Oh, wow.
$40.
Well, I guess it's been imported in, so
It's Burgundy as well. Anything from Burgundy is gonna be upper,
let's see. The Sauv Blanc 2022.
especially if it's in barrel.
32.
32.
Yeah, I thought
Damn,
it
that's
was in
pricey
30.
for a white.
No comment. People are getting more expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy. Can't fault them.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite between the two?
I really like that Chardonnay, but I need it with food.
Me too. I'm the same. I need some goat cheese or something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have made a charcuterie.
A charcuterie board.
A charcuterie board.
Mm-hmm. Charcuterie. I'm gonna go back to that Sauvy B real quick.
Or that one, that would be really good with the morels.
The morel mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
How did you make that again? You sauteed the morels with like garlic.
Onions and garlic and all that good
Just
stuff.
fire.
Oh my gosh, it was such
On the crostinis, and then what was it? Goat cheese.
goat cheese.
Yeah,
pair a Chardonnay with that, especially one that's little oaky.
Yeah.
I hate buttery Chardonnays.
I'm not like the biggest fan. It depends on where it's from, the quality and everything.
Totally. And
I've had some really amazing ones and I've had some really terrible ones.
Yeah.
It's all about like balancing the acidity with the oak. So if your wine has good acid and it's oaked and buttery, then your whole palate it'll envelop your whole palate and it'll excite your palate because the acid's carrying it through.
Yeah.
And it won't, that butter kind of texture won't linger as much on your palate. I've had some pretty amazing ones, like some high-end Burgundies that luckily I didn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
That I got treated to, like La Flave, Polini Montrachet, still is in my brain.
Yeah.
And that is
orgasmic. What was the one that you brought over? Was it that one?
No, that was Aubin Clement. They're based in Santa Barbara, like in Santa Maria area.
Okay.
Santa Maria Valley. It's a cooler climate area, but they do amazing.
Oh gosh, I literally had an orgasm over that pairing. That was amazing. Probably one of the best food pairings I've ever had.
That's called when you get goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's called a thing. It's a It's a thing called frisson. I've learned, yeah. So people who enjoy people that are creative and have a creative intelligence.
Yeah.
When they look at a piece of art or when they hear a certain music cadence or a certain song and they get chills, or they take a bite of something amazing and they get chills.
Really?
It's called frisson. It's a creative orgasm.
Huh.
Which is fun. I'm always in the search of frissons. I love frissons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially, oh God, I love food in general. So.
Yeah, I was listening to this other podcast about music, and they're going over Frank Ocean.
Oh.
And his song "Self Control."
Yeah.
And it goes into the part was never gonna leave. And the way his harmonics are, and also the chords, it's just instant frisson, just chills up and down my spine. I'm like, oh my God. This guy's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's great. I learned something new today.
Yeah, absolutely. Or Adele's. What's Adele's for her first like big hit? Do you remember? Because I fucking don't. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. But that song also, when she hits the high note, in that one.
I feel like I know what song you're talking about, but
yeah, it's like
I
on
can't,
the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. Rolling in the Deep.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, Someone Like You.
Oh.
Never mind, I'll find
yeah.
someone like you. And then when she hits the high note, you're just like, holy shit.
Who is this woman? God, she is
instant
such a babe.
frisson, and you're like, oh my God, I have to listen to that song over and over and over again because I just want to feel this way all the time.
Yes. Yes. There's been multiple songs like that.
Plenty of wines have given me frisson. Do you have any wines by memory that gave you a sense of goosebumps?
Yes, definitely. Where I was like, I'm not walking out without it.
Yeah, or you're like, oh my God, that was so fucking amazing. And it's like ingrained in your brain forever.
Actually, even during, I can't recall exactly what they were, but when we were sitting on the deck at Cardiff, we were doing a blind tasting.
Right.
And there was one there that I believe it was, might have been a red. Mm-hmm. And I was just, what is this?
Yeah.
Like.
Just blown away.
Blown away.
Do you remember the bottle?
No. I probably have a photo of it, though.
Yeah.
Because I can remember that exact day.
Yeah. For me, Aubin Clement, Pinot Noir, they did a library tasting.
Yeah.
One time, and I had their 1997 Pinot Noir from their estate, from like Biennacido. Oh my fucking goodness. It was amazing. Like I was shocked. And I'm like, I have to get like 3 bottles of this.
Well, even there was a couple, well, I've told you about the one from Melisoni's.
Mm-hmm.
That
the Syrah Cab blend.
Yes, it was a 2015. And I mean, also, I definitely think that my environment affects my.
Oh, totally.
When it's sunny, when it's
Yeah.
snowing,
That all
et
adds.
cetera. Those definitely affect what I want to drink. Like,
Mhm.
as you said last podcast, like, I've been in a very white mood.
Yeah.
And for obvious reasons, it's beautiful. It's like 70 this week.
Yeah.
Finally. But we were up at Sudden Mountain Lodge, sitting by a fire, and popped that baby open, and time and place was just perfect. And I think that also helped. We were pairing it with a steak, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing just. And then I think we got like a chocolate cake or something for dessert, and it was just
Beautiful.
beautiful.
One of my best memories with food and wine was in Santa Barbara working at Jaffer's, and it was the winemaker Steven's birthday. So the owner treated all of us to a lunch to toast to Steven's birthday. He got to pick out all the wines.
Oh,
And I don't think there was a budget.
must be nice.
It was just amazing. So we got to this place called the Miramar Hotel. It was a brand new hotel on the beach in Santa Barbara, and it's super fucking expensive to stay there. But we went there for lunch because their restaurant's amazing. And they had 2009 Dom Perignon on the menu, and so Steven definitely picked that one out. And he also picked out a Literai Chardonnay, and that Literai is from Sonoma, and it's basically like when I taste Literai, I think of Grand Cru Burgundy.
Really?
Their quality is so fucking amazing, and
Really?
they're expensive.
I don't think I've ever.
Their bottles are really expensive, but for
That's
good
probably why I
good
haven't.
reason. But we had a bunch of oysters, fresh oysters, Pacific oysters, with the 2009 Dom Perignon. Fuck me up, bro.
I love seafood, and especially oysters with sparkling.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh.
And there's this guy that was there, Jeremiah, who's a good friend of mine today still, and he was brand new to the tasting room. Like, just started, like, probably a week ago, maybe 2.
Can't even.
And just, hit the fucking lottery on wineries to work at, especially timing-wise. So he's super green. He was super green to the wine industry. Didn't know shit. Bought, like, no knock to Trader Joe's, but bought just, like, bottom, budget Trader Joe's wine.
Not knowing what he was doing.
Yeah, for sure. I used to do that too. And, of course, we groomed him. And, now his palate is wrecked. So he has to drink the good stuff now. But he was there sitting right next to me. And I'm like, yo, I remember being in his shoes and drinking something like this and did not appreciate it. And so I looked at him and I was like, look, I'm going to tell you how to do this wine pairing real quick because you need to appreciate this.
Yeah.
Because this is not an everyday occurrence. This is a rarity.
Yeah.
So cement this moment in your brain.
Yeah.
Because most people, they can't be doing that all the time. Like, if you have money and you're doing it, then fucking that's awesome. I want to be in your shoes. But, for us people that really can't afford to do that, I could probably do that like once a year, maybe.
If that.
And so I told him how to do the wine and food pairing, and then his mind was just blown. He was like, I don't even know. He's like, I have no words. I can't process this. It's just like information overload.
Literally, when you have that perfect pairing and you understand what you're doing, there's a moment where you just sit there and you're like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody else appreciating this like I am?
Yeah.
Like, even Sam could appreciate it with me.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, his
palate...
palate...
he loved that pairing with the Aubin Clément and the Morels.
Yeah. And, like... But if he was, like, a little virgin, I'd be like, oh, honey. Oh, we have so much...
You don't know what you're getting yourself into right now.
We have so much work to do. But seriously, I mean, it's when you have that moment and, again, the goosebumps of, like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, my taste buds just, like, went off in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a moment. And I've only probably had a handful of those. Like, the first time I had pizza was probably one of those moments.
Do you remember the first time you had pizza? Because I don't.
No, but I probably had one of those moments.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. So little information about me real quick. I used to be allergic to garlic.
Used to be? Or you were just like, it's not, I just don't care anymore?
I used to be. So it would make me itch, like on my legs and whatnot. And I loved Italian food so much. Like, I love pizza so much.
Yeah.
And like, my mom, bless her heart, when we were at restaurants, she's like, could you make the sauce without garlic? It's like all the sauces are already made.
Yeah.
They made them this morning. Like, like no, you can't just make one without garlic in it.
Yeah.
So I'll just like suck it up. She used to give me some antihistamines sometimes, but I would just suck it up. I'm like, you know what? I fucking love pizza. I love Italian food. Don't
even care.
Just scratch. And then I just ate so much garlic that my body just gave up and was like, you're not allergic to it anymore.
You're going to be immune now.
Yeah, you're immune. So I'm like, sick.
Oh, you should try that with fish.
I wish I could do it with fish. But thing about fish is that it makes my throat close up. And
It's okay.
I can't like suck it up.
Because
then I just can't breathe.
I have an EpiPen. I just got signed off on my Epi yesterday, so
Nice.
Let's go.
I don't like fish enough to do that, though.
Yeah.
I really don't care about fish at all.
I actually didn't eat fish.
Except for shellfish. Fucking love shellfish.
Yeah, I actually didn't eat fish for the longest time, as well as chicken nuggets, because there was one time in middle school, probably, where there was a bone in one of the chicken nuggets, and it got wrapped in my braces, and I couldn't get it out, and I was like, ugh, and I like couldn't handle that thought again.
In a chicken nugget, there was a bone?
Yes.
What kind of chicken nuggets were you eating?
Fresh, apparently.
Like $1 million.
Remember, I'm from Bainbridge. But
never been there.
But also, fish. I hated fish because the bones.
Yeah.
And like getting stuck in my braces.
I just don't like the taste, personally.
I think you haven't had a good, like, I don't think you've had a good fish.
I don't know. I've been around people at a dinner table. They're like, oh my God, this fish is so good. You have to try some.
Which reminds me, I really need to make Sam.
And I tried it and I was like, mid.
Sam makes really good fish tacos.
Nice. Is it cod or halibut?
I think cod.
I can have halibut, which is random, but yeah, I do my best.
I think you're just like making up an allergy.
No, I'm not.
It's like when people come in and they're like, I'm allergic to Cab Franc.
I wouldn't make up an allergy. I just don't like it. You know, it's a real allergy, but I don't care enough about that food group to actually do anything about it or try and not be allergic to it. So I love shellfish though. Like I can eat every shellfish. I can eat scallops, clams, oysters. I love octopus and eel. So when I go to sushi restaurants,
fuck me up.
Actually, there's one fish that I would try and not be allergic to. That's tuna.
Okay.
It's tuna. Because I fucking love tuna.
Like tuna sandwiches?
I grew up on tuna sandwiches and I was fine. But then I went to a sushi restaurant and had like a white truffle.
Like real tuna?
Roll. Yeah. Like it was bluefin, I think. I think that's the one with like kind of like the white flesh.
Yeah, probably.
So I had that, and then instant breakout. My friend Heidi Song was with me, and we were in Santa Monica, and at the sushi restaurant on the beach, and I was like, "Fuck, I need Benadryl right now," or an antihistamine. And I was like, "You're super sexist," but I was like, "You're a female. You have a purse. You probably have something in there, right?" And she was like, "Actually, no. I'm organized." I was like, damn, that sucks.
Here we go.
We had to walk like 5 blocks to find the nearest like anything that had an antihistamine.
Anything.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that was rough.
Yeah.
It was a rough one.
I know. I was just thinking about I have like really bad seasonal allergies, and I need to start popping those allergy pills to get a.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't have is seasonal allergies.
Yeah, go like.
Yeah, but I'm allergic to fish, so.
I would rather be allergic to fish.
Me too. Because I see everyone like in this spring and summertime, like eyes all red,
Oh my God.
nose all puffed out, and I'm like, hey, I won the lottery on allergies, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a couple years ago where it was just so bad. Like I was scratching my eyes, couldn't wear my contacts, nose running, inhaler, like nose spray, eye drops for allergies, allergy medicine, like double, triple dose if I need, because that's what I needed to do. And I didn't have any allergy medicine. We're driving down, and I look at Sam. I was like, kind of starting to feel my started wheezing, like, and just like slowly my throat closing up. And I was like, so we got about 15 minutes. And he's like, what do you mean we have about 15 minutes? I'm like, I can't breathe right now. We have about 15 minutes before you hit me with an epi. And then he's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, allergies suck. I feel bad for the people that have more than I do.
Yeah. My brother gets it really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's points where I was like, I'd rather die.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't. But for anybody listening who is going to take that seriously.
Yeah.
Just in case. All right.
Good, great blind blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Wow, I feel like the fucking Tasmanian devil over here. Okay. Thank you for listening to this blind tasting episode of the Bung Pod.
We crushed that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bitches.